Yo, so Champion GEETA is one of, if not the worst champions in all of Pokemon. Honestly, her team is very underwhelming, which is sad, because half of her Pokemon are pretty good. I think it could work if they rearrange the orders and change some of the Pokemon. So I just want to go over it real quickly. I think these three, Glimora, Kingambit, and Espatra could work really well, actually. I think they're really strong, but they would have to rework it, right? However, these three Pokemon here kinda suck. They're very easy to go get over and just beat them. First off, Bazula, as much as I like it, I think it's a cool Pokemon. I think it's awesome. It's just really weak. Like, it's very, very easy to just beat. It has very average attack stat, nothing to write home about. No, it doesn't hit hard enough where you would want to use it as much. I used it on my team because I liked it, but that's only because I like it. That's the whole point of a first playthrough. You use the Pokemon you like the most. It's low speed, low bulk, doesn't hit hard enough. Why is this on a Champions team? I get that it was on a Gym Leaders team, that makes sense. But why is it on a Champions team? Is this not good enough? And same with Go-Goat. Go-Goat pretty much has the same problem. It has more bulk at least, but it's still slow. It doesn't hit hard enough, and it still dies pretty early because it doesn't really hit you hard enough. And yeah, I don't think it really does well. I do think you could probably make Go-Go work probably on Elite Four team, but like, why? Why would you want that on a champion? And then Agalog, honestly, it just dies from any special hit. Honestly, it's slow. It dies from any special hit. Like, let's say if I have Skeledirge, right? It just dies. It just straight up dies, right? And it just doesn't do anything other than dying, really. So this is my idea of a team. First up, I want to change her ace. I don't think Glimmer should be her ace. I think what Glimmer should do is be her setup lead. Because I think having Toxic Debris is really cool. I think it's awesome. Why is this her very bottom ace Pokemon that she would use last? It doesn't make sense. Toxic Debris isn't going to do anything for her. So what I'm doing is I'm going to give it a Focus Sash, give it Toxic Debris, because I feel like that would be a really cool idea for a champion team. Now I am giving her Pokemon items, but I'm not giving her ultra mega really good uh competitive Pokemon items because this is a playthrough team, so it doesn't have to be super competitive. It just has to be someone decent, in my opinion. And I gave her Power Gem, Sludge Wave, Earth Power, and Stealth Rock. I feel like that would be a fun idea to give it, because let's be real, it's all right. It has really good stats. It has pretty good stats. It has a cool ability. I think so. Focus Dash would make it cool to use it. Having two toxic spikes on the field if you hit physical attacks would be cool. I think it would be cool. So I think they should have it as its lead. And then next is Espatra with a expert belt and speed boost. With Calm Mind and Baton Pass, I think it might be a little bit too scary for newer players, and it could just destroy you. Because imagine if it goes into Baton Pass and Calm Mind to something like Goldango, which I gave her. That would be pretty scary, but at the same time, if you play Pokemon, you can get over it. It shouldn't be too difficult. And I gave it Energy Ball and Luminary Crash because why not? Signature move. It does pretty decent damage. Pretty good. It's alright. I don't think it's bad. And yeah, I think that would be cool. Next up is Don Bozo. Don Bozo I gave Leftovers with Unaware, and Body Press, Wave Crash, Earthquake, and Cursed. I do think this Pokemon can be a little bit scary fighting, and I do know that you already fight it during a trial, but I don't think that's a problem, because, let's be real, I think they should be able to get a Pokemon that could be useful. I think Don Bozo is very useful, and I think it could be really good. And I like the idea of her having a Don Bozo. Don Bozo's pretty good. It's not the greatest thing. It's just bulky enough that will live hits and will hit you decently well back. And that's something I would want in a champion, to do pretty good. And then next is Golding with uh Air Balloon. Because I feel like that would be pretty cool. They don't show Goldingo to any trainer. I feel like I know a lot of people say that. I think GEETA should have had it to begin with. That or what's her name? Naomi or whatever? Not Naomi, whatever her name is. Nimona. I feel like they should have had a Goldingo. Someone should have had it. Because Goldingo's pretty good. And it was one that they were teasing with what's his name? The little guy, right? Yeah. So I'm giving them Nasty Plot, Make It Rain, Shadow Ball, Thunderbolt. This is just a scary Pokemon to beat. I think it's just pretty strong overall. Everyone knows how good Goldango is in competitive Pokemon right now, and I feel like it would be a good champion Pokemon. You could make it her ace if you wanted to. I feel like you could do it. I think that would be fine, but I feel like it would be better as not her ace. And then either Ceruledge or Armarouge. I kind of went with Ceruledge because she already has a Psychic type. So Ceruledge is with Citrus Berry, Flash Fire, or you could make a weak armor. I don't know what. It doesn't matter really. You could do whatever you want. With Close Combat, Sneak, Shadow Sneak, Bear Blade, and Destiny Bond. I feel like a champion should be able to use cheese. You know, I feel like it would be fun to see a cheesy strategy with a champion, right? So yeah, I think giving a Destiny Bond would be pretty fun. I gave it a Citrus Berry because I didn't know what to give it. Honestly, I feel like I didn't want to give them all super strong, really cool items. I wanted to give some of them kind of like berries, whatever. And then leads me to her ace. I think King Gambit should have been her ace. I know everyone says that because King Gambit is really cool. It's really strong, and I gave it a berry which weakens fighting type moves. So like you can't just swam, hit it with a close combat and kill it. Which doesn't even matter because I'm going to type it into steel because obviously, they should use a Terra typing at the very end because that's a whole gimmick, right? So she's going to Terra Typer into Steel. With Supreme Overlord, once all these guys die, it gives her a 1.5 boost in power. That's awesome! That's awesome! And they should have done that from the start. Why did GEETA have such a weak team? Why? And I paired it up with Swords Dance, Stone Edge, uh, Cleaver, and Terra Blast. I was thinking of Sucker Punch, but I feel like that would have been a little bit too hard for newer players, and they wouldn't really enjoy it and think she would be hard. So I gave her Stone Edge instead. I feel like this is a good, diverse team that would do pretty well as a champion team. I don't think anyone would really have a problem with too much. And I think it's pretty good overall, and I like this idea of a team. So yeah, this is Geeta's new team if I were to make her in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time, and goodbye.